When you hit a rock at 40 miles an hour, the rear wheel takes thousands of pounds of force in a fraction of a second. If the suspension doesn't absorb that impact, the bike bucks and you lose control. If you're looking at a KTM off-road bike, you have to choose between two distinct ways of handling those impacts: a linkage system or a progressive damping system, usually called PDS. KTM splits their lineup by design. If you buy a motocross or XC model, you get linkage. If you buy an off-road XCW model, you get PDS. Many buyers look at what the factory pros ride in stadiums, see a linkage, and assume it's the superior technology, regardless of where they actually ride on the weekend. But look at the hardware. This shows a linkage bike, like the XC. Notice the mechanical levers hanging below the swing arm. Now compare that to the PDS setup on the XCW. The shock mounts directly to the frame, leaving it completely open underneath. That missing hardware represents the core engineering trade-off. You are trading the mechanical progression and stability of a linkage for simplicity and ground clearance. Neither one is a flaw, but picking the wrong one means you're buying hardware that is directly at odds with the terrain you face. The philosophy behind PDS is reduction. By pulling those metal levers out of the equation, the bike gets simpler. Removing those parts cuts about 3 pounds off the motorcycle. For the owner working in their own garage, it eliminates a major maintenance headache. There are no linkage pivot bearings sitting down in the mud to wear out, pack with grease, or replace. A linkage system relies on multiple moving parts packed together under the bike. If you neglect those bearings, they eventually seize and ruin your suspension travel. To compensate for the missing physical levers, KTM uses progressive damping inside the PDS shock itself. It relies on a specialized needle and twin pistons to create resistance as the shock compresses, but that creates a challenge. Because the progression is handled by internal fluid dynamics rather than external geometry, dialing in the perfect feel is much harder for a novice to do with clicker adjustments alone. Ultimately, PDS relocates the complexity. It takes the mechanical work off your garage floor and moves it onto the workbench of a specialized suspension tuner. Out on the trail, that missing hardware creates a significant geometric difference: under-bike ground clearance. Because the PDS shock mounts to the top of the swing arm, the bottom of the bike stays flat and high. This gives you an advantage when navigating over thick tree trunks or sharp boulders. Once the front wheel clears the obstacle, the rest of the bike slides over without snagging. If you take a linkage bike over those same tall obstacles, that lowest point of hanging hardware is exposed. It will drag across the bark or smash directly into the rock. In a tight race, catching your linkage acts like an anchor. It brings the bike to a dead stop and instantly kills your momentum. Highly skilled riders compensate for this by attacking obstacles with enough speed to jump clear over them, keeping the frame off the object entirely.
But if you prefer to crawl technically over wet, nasty terrain, the PDS setup is forgiving. It won't penalize you for taking it slow. If your rides are defined by log crossings and rock gardens, PDS offers a physical clearance advantage that tuning cannot duplicate. To understand high-speed handling, look at the linkage's mechanical rising rate. This line graph plots shock shaft travel against rear wheel movement. The curve starts flat, using little shock stroke initially. As the wheel moves higher, levers engage and resistance spikes sharply at the end. In motion, this geometry keeps the rear end riding higher in its stroke under heavy loads. That translates to massive bottoming resistance. When you land a jump or hit deep desert whoops at speed, the linkage ramps up to catch the weight of the bike. But that same resistance works against you in first gear. Because the rear end stays stiff, hitting a small root or a square-edged rock transfers that harsh deflection energy straight into your boots. Take a PDS-equipped bike into that same low-speed terrain, and it behaves with a different character. Without the mechanical lever forcing the rear end to stay propped up, the PDS bike naturally sinks into its travel. The result is a plush, compliant ride. It absorbs the micro-chatter of loose rocks and roots, keeping the tire glued to the ground without shaking you to pieces. But that plushness costs you stability. If you run a PDS bike through high-speed whoops, the rear end tends to dive deep and wallow because it lacks that mechanical ramp-up to hold the bike up. This also leads to the stink bug effect on steep downhills. When weight shifts forward, the PDS rear end lacks the linkage's ability to resist extension. The shock tops out too easily, pushing the rear of the bike high and making it feel unbalanced. Suspension shops can revalve a PDS shock to hold it up better at speed,
but it requires deliberate intervention to fix those high-speed traits. Linkage is engineered to survive catastrophic high-speed impacts. PDS is engineered to absorb continuous, low-speed micro-impacts. To find your correct hardware, let's map these traits onto a grid plotting speed against terrain difficulty. A linkage bike belongs in the high-speed quadrant for hitting jumps, but for crawling creek beds and hopping logs, PDS sits in the low-speed technical zone. This is the habitat PDS was designed for: deep mud, water, and the immediate obstacles of a hard enduro course. Many riders make the expensive mistake of buying across platforms. They buy a trail bike and spend a fortune stiffening it for the motocross track. A tuner can bridge the gap, but fighting the factory baseline geometry of a motorcycle is an inefficient use of your capital. Both KTM systems utilize identical high-end WP internal components. You are paying for a specific application of that technology, not a difference in quality. Ultimately, when you match your local terrain to the specific physics of the hardware, the decision settles itself.